Okay, here we go for summer breeding, and these are not the breeding birds. These are cull birds that are up for sale and going fast. So, but I did set up my first pairs. They do not have nest boxes yet, but this up here is the hen is a Bubba Jr. and Sif girl. She's this one over here with the tan seer. She's a Bubba Jr. and Sif girl. I wasn't going to use her because she's small, but she's not small by genetics. She's small because I've had some trouble with illnesses, and she probably, I remember in fact distinctly that she did not grow much in the nest. So she was one of their very last babies, and I think that Sif was sick. In fact, I just put her down recently for cancer. So she's a Bubba Jr. and Sif hen, and this little boy is a Doyle and Lake cock. Lake was this great big giant, beautiful, super fluffy purple hen who would not breed to anyone but her very small, ugly, green cousin. And they seem to have done pretty well with this guy. He's a little on the small side, but he's only a year old, and male birds keep growing for quite a while, so he'll probably end up with some pretty good size. Okay, so that's the first pair. This is this gray-green cock I got from a friend of mine. He is a beautiful bird. I'm still loving on her for passing him along. And he's got good size, a nice big blow. He's an opaline. I don't really do gray-green, but half of his babies will be some other color, so that's fine. And I paired him up with a Halligan and Dubois hen. Halligan was this little teeny tiny green cock that had a good conformation and size in his background, but was just tiny. And the only reason I kept him around for like 2 years is because he was genetically distinct. His parents had not had very many babies before I sold them off, so he was different than everybody else and not related to anybody. And so I was just sitting on him, and I kept passing him over for breeding because he wasn't very big. And then I ended up with this other hen that I named Dubois, and she was from Bubba Jr. and a hen that I got from a friend that had one baby and then got sick and died. So Dubois was also genetically distinct in 50% of her lineage. So I bred Halligan and Dubois together. They were both tiny little birds, and look at this girl. She's a big girl, and so is her sister, and her brother is pretty much a rock star too. Oh, they are already having the discussion. Did you see that? This cock is 3 years old, maybe 4. He knows what he's supposed to be doing here, so he's already talking to her. These two, by the way, I had thought I was going to cull them both, and they got together out in the cull cage, ate a bunch of food, had a molt, and I pulled them back out again and said, okay, you can do that. So this is, this hen sitting here facing forward is a recessive pied split hen. And I'm trying to build a recessive pied line, and I have been waiting forever to get her a male that is not related to her, and it just wasn't happening. So a friend of mine heard my desperation and gave me this little gray male. So they're both gray, not my favorite color, but I'll take it. And he is also split recessive pied and has the required spot on the back of his head. So, wait a minute, which one's which? Because the guy is split recessive pied, he does not have a blue seer. So I think the one facing us is the cock, and this other one is a hen. I'm not sure. But anyway, so I'm hoping for a recessive pied baby out of them. And again, this is for genetic distinction. If you're not careful, you're going to end up inbreeding birds all over the place. So I intentionally am bringing in fresh blood. Yeah, this is my hen here, and that guy's the cock. He's a little shorter than she is, but he's a little fluffier than she is too. So, and then the last pair down here, this is Bear Grylls and Glory's baby girl. This great big tall yellow-faced blue, and she has no feather or mask to speak of, but she's as tall as, she's one of the tallest birds I have. So I put her with this male who has this very impressive blow on the front of his head and not much else to speak for him. He's kind of small. But hopefully her height and his blow will get us somewhere. We'll see. So they don't have nest boxes yet. I had a little problem with illness, and I had to give them a 1-month treatment, and everybody got skinny. And they're just now fattening up. So I'm not in a big hurry to put the nest boxes on because that's a lot of pressure. I just want them to sit in there and eat for a while. So I may give them as much as a week or 2, depending on what kind of body weight they put on. So it's all good. Just getting started. They don't even have names yet. None of them. I really haven't named any of them. Goodness gracious. Okay, so I'm going to have to sit down and figure out names and tape them on the cages. So, all right. Summer breeding season getting started. Fire the gun. They're out the gate.